Hi guys, today I'm back with another 3 looks, 1 palette. Today the palette in question is from Colourpop. This is their Yes Please palette. So I'm going to be showing you 3 different looks that I created solely with this palette and pairing it with 3 different Colourpop lip colors. So I'm going to do a little mini review of the palette first if you don't know much about it, give you my thoughts, and then we will get into the tutorials. The Colourpop Yes Please palette has launched twice now. It is a limited edition. I'm hoping that they just make it permanent and stop with the pandemonium, or at least they could create a third launch, because I know there's a lot of people interested in it. If you do want to buy it, get online exactly at that time. Do not wait. I bought it within a minute of it going back on the website, and I think it sold out in like under 20 minutes. But it retails for $16 American. You're getting 12 shades in here, 8 of them being matte. The rest are kind of what they call a metallic finish. They are the pressed shadows, which I prefer from Colourpop over their Super Shock shadows, and I've had really good luck with a lot of their pressed shadows. The palette is small. I didn't realize this. You may know this, but for some reason I did not know this. This is the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Honey palette. This is the Colourpop palette. So definitely small, but that doesn't bother me. It's super travel friendly. It has nice packaging. It feels quite sturdy. It is cardboard, but you'd be able to clean it, and I mean, it is quite an affordable palette. You're getting 0.85 grams per shadow. That's about half the size of the average Colourpop shadow, the pressed ones, but I mean, I'm not running through a full shadow anyways. That doesn't bother me, but that is something that I noticed when I got this palette. Overall, I think that the quality of the shadows is really good. They are definitely powdery. You get a lot of kick up. That does not bother me in the least. I prefer powdery over stiff. It's more easily blended. I find they're more full of pigment that way. I'm totally cool with it. Even the yellow in here is gorgeous, which can be tricky to do. The mattes blend gorgeously. The metallic shades aren't crazy metallic. Mind you, I didn't use a Fix Plus or anything. I put them on with my finger. I'm totally okay with that. I don't need everything to be a high shine, super metallic finish. I think I'm running out of air because I'm talking so fast. I think this palette is incredibly versatile. That's what I hope to show you today. And if you're a fan of warm shades, yellows, oranges, browns, mattes, this is super gorgeous. And the shade selection in here makes it really easy to work with. You get a matte cream, you get a matte peach, you've got matte mid-tone browns, you've got deep browns, and then you also have some more interesting shades, some more metallics. So it literally, like, if I was to create a palette, I think it would look incredibly similar to this, especially because it has the yellow in there, and I love to play with yellow eyeshadow. I know it doesn't seem approachable to everybody, and you may never wear it, but to me it is really exciting, and it excites me that this being in here may ignite someone else's love for yellow as much as I like it. So overall, I really do enjoy this. I did have to pay, of course, $18 customs coming into Canada, which is a bummer, and I had paid the amount of whatever it is to get to free shipping, so it didn't end up being like the most affordable palette ever. Definitely like $120 cheaper than what I would have had to pay for the Natasha Denona, which this is quite similar to. And I did get a whole bunch of other Colourpop stuff in that order. So I'm okay with it, whatever, it's done. And I really have been enjoying this palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the looks and yeah. Getting started with a primer. I use this for all 3 looks. It is MAC Painterly Paint Pot. To set that base, I'm using Full Zip, which is a creamy white shade, fully matte. This entire look is actually going to be matte, well, like, we'll say 96% matte, into a GNO, which is a matte warm brown, nice mid-tone shade, something that I'm going to get a lot of use of. Basically, every time I reached for this palette, GNO came into play at some point. I have no idea what GNO stands for. If you have any idea, let me know. But then into Spoiled, which is a little bit more of a kind of burgundy brown shade. I really like this one, just to add a little bit more definition in the outer corner and up into the crease. And I am no makeup artist, by the way, so don't expect a whole lot. Had to put my hair up, it was driving me crazy. But back into that burgundy shade, Spoiled, just to create that kind of winged out look. I probably could have reached for some tape, but I did like the look that I came up with. And then the shade that I really love in this palette is Champs, and that is kind of a peachy shade, and it really did translate quite peach, which I really appreciate. Sometimes these shades can just look so kind of pastel-y and dry. On the lower lash line, it's a mixture of Big Cocktails and GNO, so that kind of brown and burgundy. And in my inner corner, I decided to add Butter Cake, which is the lightest gold shade, because I wanted to make use of every shade in this look. Handy dandy lash guard comes into play with L'Oreal Lash Paradise. The Colourpop BFF 3 lip liner, one of my favorite products from them to outline my lips, add a little bit more definition because I'm using a bit of a lighter lipstick. It is a Colourpop's Lippy Stick in Tootsie, a really kind of cool toned gray stony brown. So here is the look. Something super warm, pretty easy, just a few shades in use, and I really like the way it came out. The mattes blended beautifully. The mattes in this palette are absolutely fabulous. Moving on to my favorite look that I created with this palette, I did not set the base this time because I wanted the yellow to have something to stick to. That is the shade Mischief, and it's beautiful. Yellow, as I mentioned earlier, is tricky, and this is beautiful. I obviously built it up a little bit, but I felt like it just looked so vibrant. It didn't look chalky at all. Then going in with the shade Note to Self. This is actually one of their permanent shades that I own, along with Full Zip, the first shade I used to set my look. And I didn't have any major issues with fallout. I did my makeup first, and I didn't have any major issues, even though the palette is quite powdery. So I'm kind of filling in my crease, the outer corner, adding in a little bit of the orange shade Big Cocktails to kind of warm the look up a little bit. I wanted it to be really summery and bright. I used Note to Self on my brow bone. In hindsight, I probably wouldn't have done that because it is a little bit too light for that. And just adding in some more of the yellow, and then I wanted to add in Chauffeur, which is a beautiful orangey warm gold, just using my finger. I didn't use any kind of sticky base or anything like that. On my lower lash line, I decided to put a little bit of the deep brown and Note to Self, the more mid-tone brown. The deep brown is called French Kiss. And here I am Snapchatting, giving a little sneak peek of the look. And moving on to lips, using the BFF3 lip liner again. And then this I really love. It is one of their lippy sticks in the Matte X formula. It's in the shade Topless, which is super neon, but when paired with the lip liner, I really, really love the end result, and I really love this look. I thought the orange and the yellow went so well together, looked so summery and fun, and kind of a more approachable way to wear yellow, in my opinion anyways. On to the final look. This one is a little bit more shimmery and red toned. I know that these are all kind of a similar shape of look, but that's what I really kind of like on my eyes the most. So I used GNO in the crease again with Big Cocktails, the orange. I'm adding a bling on the outer corner, and one thing I did notice was I had to build up bling quite a bit. I went in the inner corner with Louis and kind of the inner, I guess, third of my eye. I didn't end up liking it on my inner corner. It had like gold reflex, but didn't reflect enough gold, so it looked kind of red and tarnished on my inner corner, which is not what I was going for, so just fixing that up. In my crease, I used some more Big Cocktails and Note to Self, and I had to just build up that bling shade a few times. I probably could have used a Fix Plus or something like that, but Butter Cake going on my inner corner, building that up more than I did in the first look, kind of putting it on that first inner third of my eye, and I really liked the kind of ombre way that this ended up looking. And Mischief, the deepest brown on my lower lash line. I'm also putting some of that Mischief shade, just kind of jabbing it in there on my inner corner to add a little bit more definition. Another one of my favorite lip products from Colourpop, their Limbo Ultra Matte Lipstick. And here is the finished third look. Really shimmery, but as I mentioned, it doesn't have a super foiled look, but I don't mind that at all. You could absolutely pair this look with just about anything, but I loved the way it looked with the deep brown matte lip. So those are just 3 looks of about 1 million that you can create with this palette. Let me know down below which one was your favorite. Mine was the yellow, and I was so sad that I created that as my second look because I had to take it off and put this one on. Not that I don't love this look, but I just freaking love wearing yellow. If you would like to see more of these reviews slash like 3 look 1 palette videos, let me know down below. I had tons of requests for the Too Faced Sweet Peach, the Tartelette and Bloom, and the Modern Renaissance, so I will add those to my list. But if there's anything else you'd like to see, be sure to let me know. It's always fun to kind of challenge myself and try something a little bit different because I don't do a whole lot of like tutorial content. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!